On the line, we now have the spokesperson for international relations in South Africa, Clayson Munyala. Clayson, of course, at the heart of the row between South Africa and Zambia are the negative comments attributed to Zambia's vice president about South Africans being the big bullies on the continent, and the fact that it wants to dominate and that he has great antipathy toward us. The department has indicated that it's going to be summoning the Zambian High Commissioner for an explanation. Tell us when exactly you plan to see the commissioner, and what is it that you're going to ask him to explain?
Well, good evening. We have taken note of these negative remarks against South Africa attributed to the Vice President of Zambia. Zambia is a country with which we've got historical relations that are very strong. We've got a good, solid, cordial, friendly relationship with that country. So these remarks that have been attributed to their Vice President took us by surprise. So we've noted them, and accordingly, we shall be taking the matter up through diplomatic channels. The High Commissioner of Zambia will be coming to see us tomorrow, so we can get a proper understanding of whether these remarks were indeed said, and if so, what is behind these remarks, and what does it mean in the context of our bilateral relationship. And also because Zambia is our neighbor, and we would like to maintain healthy, cordial relations with them. So we want to give them an opportunity to explain, so that we can then chart the next course of action following their explanation.
If you are unsatisfied with the explanation, having sketched the fact that there are fraternal relations between the countries, historic, and of course you work very closely together in SADC with many of the challenges facing the region, if the explanation is insufficient, Clayson, what are the options open to South Africa to demonstrate or to indicate to Zambia that South Africa is indeed peeved and unhappy and unsatisfied with the explanation? What options in diplomatic terms does the Department of International Relations have to act?
Well, without going into details with regards to the options available to us, but the options are many, including sending an envoy to Zambia to go and see both the president and the vice president to raise our concerns and unhappiness with the sentiments that have been attributed to their vice president. So the options are many, and we will explore all of them post the discussion with the High Commissioner, having listened to the explanation. And if we are not happy, we'll definitely consider all options. We'll not take a single option off the table because we don't believe this is how neighbors, this is how friends, this is how partners should be speaking about one another. So we want to give them an opportunity to explain before we decide on the next course of action.
Now, of course, you have stressed the importance of using the appropriate diplomatic channels, but has anyone from the department at ministerial level, for example, been in touch with perhaps the office of the Zambian Vice President to get more clarity, or is engaging with the High Commissioner the first step?
Yeah, part of following the normal diplomatic channels is that we will need to go to the High Commissioner first, because he is a representative of the government of Zambia in South Africa. So we want to follow the proper channels. That is why the first step is to hear from him, and if we are still not satisfied or happy with the explanation, then we take the next step. But may I hasten to add that it would be incorrect for anybody to characterize or categorize or define South Africa as being a bully. That statement would not hold water. If you look at one example, the campaign that South Africa led to get Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma elected as the first female chairperson of the African Union Commission, that campaign was a campaign of the entire region of SADC, supported by the members of the entire region, which tells you that the region is united. There is no one country in this region that believes one country is bullying the others. So that statement would not hold water. That is why we want to get an explanation of what is behind this statement or remarks that have been attributed to the Vice President, because certainly evidence suggests that this can't be their views.
In case, in fact, we will be keeping tabs on the story, as Clayson Munyala, the spokesperson for international relations, indicated that they will be seeking that explanation from the Zambian High Commission tomorrow.